I like all of my students. Okay, almost all of them. I think they're interesting and eager and insightful. Sometimes that's immediately obvious. Sometimes it's not. Shortly after graduate school, I was offered a job teaching English as a second language at the county jail. Out of curiosity more than altruism, I accepted. Twice a week, each trip to the classroom started the same. The warden would silently lead me down the corridor to an unmarked door. She'd open the door to the common room, where inmates filled the plastic chairs, the greasy couches, watching TV, playing cards, or doing nothing. All under the watchful eyes and scopes of the guards. I'd enter the glass-enclosed classroom. 40 unwashed men would shuffle past, look me over, and sit down on the chairs and on the desks and on the floor. The heavy door would close, and the inmates immediately became boisterous and jocular, restless. But when I talked, they listened, and then they added their commentary, sometimes in English, usually not. My lesson plan was disregarded, and still we learned. They laughed a lot, mostly at each other, sometimes kindly. They asked good questions, often about words they'd heard on the soap operas. I liked them. But maybe not Carlos. He sat sullenly mute in the back of the classroom. He didn't laugh at their jokes or at mine. The other students said he was in for murder. I couldn't tell whether they were joking. Week 8. We had discussed past tense verbs. They'd used Kira and Daniel from one of their soap operas in their practice sentences. At the end of class, only one guard arrived to escort my students, the inmates, out. I stayed behind, gathering my papers. I sensed him before I saw him. Carlos. He began to speak. You will bring me something. I stepped back towards the wall. It had been a statement, not a question, not a request. I faltered, sputtered, looked towards the door, and saw no guard. Carlos moved closer. You will bring me, next time. The urgency in his voice echoed in the empty room. He looked at me imploringly, yet his broken English was issuing a command. You will bring me, next time, a list of irregular past tense verbs.